If we look now at the appendicular skeleton, we find that there are 126 bones, and this allows us to move around and to manipulate objects. And it includes all the bones besides the axial skeleton. So we have the limbs and the supportive girdles. When we talk about girdles, we talk about the shoulder girdle and the pelvic girdle. So here's a diagram taken from your books, and you can see that the skeletal system has 206 bones in total. We have 80 bones that make up the axial skeleton and 126 bones that make up the appendicular skeleton. So we've got the first part, which is the top part is the pectoral girdle, which is made up of the shoulder. So you have the clavicle, 2 clavicle and 2 scapula. And then the upper limbs, the humerus, the long bone which forms from the elbow to the shoulder, and then 2 bones that make up the forearm, the radius and the ulna. We have 16 bones or carpals, 8 on each hand, which make up the bones of the wrist. And then we have 10 metacarpals, and then we have 28 phalanges, which are the very small bones of our finger joints. Then we move down to the pelvic girdle, which is made up of the hip bones. So it's expected that you would be able to label a diagram with all of the bones of the body. The pelvic girdle, made up of 2 hip bones, 2 coxal bones, has to be very strong because it is very weight-bearing and has to stand the stresses of movement. The parts of the pelvis is made up of 3 bones that are fused together. We have the ilium, the ischium, and the pubis. The ilium articulates with the sacrum. If we look at the lower limb, moving down the person, we have got the femur, which is the long bone which goes from the knee up to the hip. Then a small bone which helps protect the knee called the patella. 2 bones which form the lower leg, we have the tibia and the fibula. Then we have the 14 bones that make up the ankle joint called the tarsal bones. We have 10 metatarsal bones, 5 on each foot, and then 28 phalanges, which make up the small bones of the foot.